Welcome back, everybody, to Tactics Ogre. We've reached the bottom of yet another fortress. As you've likely gathered so far, I've been skipping over most of the fortress lead-ups to cut down on the number of episodes. Just sort of getting down here to the bottom and fighting this boss is sort of the most interesting part of these. I am the servant, Ruzul, goddess of water. You who become a true oracle must face a trial, defeat me, and prove the quality before the goddess. So, as I mentioned last episode, this episode's gonna be a little shorter. Reminder, I did all this, I'm doing all this in post because I lost the audio and I lost everything except the video for 4 episodes. Only to discover when I got to the Hanging Gardens, hey, none of the audio is recording, and you'll see about the exact point where I realized that. This mission goes a little bit quicker than other missions for 2 major reasons. One, I'm fighting octopuses, which tend to not be as defensively strong as some of the other monsters I fought. And 2, this level is set up sort of like a bottleneck, with the center stairs being the bottleneck, quote unquote. Obviously, the enemy that's higher up could jump over the edge to get lower, but we're going to push our guys up into the center area and basically box them into this center 3 columns, if you will. And from there, I'm going to use AoE, or Area of Effect spells, whether that be Judgment 3 or whatever 3rd level Area of Effect spell there is, like Acid Rain. And then, of course, I've got my Lance users, 3 of them, 2 Valkyries and a Dragoon. That have the ability to use their level 2, it's either level 2 or level 3 finisher, which does a plus-shaped, cross-shaped area of effect damage, Thunder, which, guess what? Thunder is good against water, you know? So, since Thunder is good against water, this is going to mean that this battle is going to go a lot quicker than the others that we've done up to this point. And, yeah, that's sort of the long and short of all that. Let's see here. Other news. I'm sort of trying to figure out what... I mean, I have a lot of units and I have a lot of different classes, and I have some that I really like and some that I don't like as much. For instance, this Warlock, he's a special recruit, so he's stronger than a normal recruit. I like him. He's very strong. I like most of my other title characters, Canopus, Denim, Kashua, pretty much anyone that has a unique portrait. But if we're getting away from those characters and we start talking about classes as a whole, I'm not sure, like, for instance, I'm losing names now in my head, that's great. Talked about her forever. My archer that's on the field right now, I'm forgetting her name. Not Ravenous. Ravenous, she died in the chaos/neutral playthrough. Anyways, she's really excellent as an archer, but I don't know if the archer class is excellent overall, just because she seems to be much stronger than many of her similar shaped companions. hard to say, I guess. Gotta kind of know what they do well and what they don't do well. And then build your characters around those, and then use those characters that you've built around those typings. So, you know, if you build your say, I don't, we'll give you the example with the Valkyrie. They're very adaptable, so you can choose to create sort of like a they're not super defensive, but they're sort of a jack of all trades. So you can have them throw spells, you can have them as backup archers, you can have them wield lances or swords, you can have them you know, buff characters if you want them to do specifically buffing. This is what I was talking about earlier in terms of how many characters am I damaging. Let's count. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was like 6 or 7 guys, I think, there. That's one spell, and it doesn't divide the damage amongst the number of people that are targeted, but rather does a flat amount of damage to everybody in that area. I obviously have electrical spells and electrical finishers that are put on my characters, so this is going to be one of the more one-sided battles, I think. And the plan is to whittle down as many enemies as I can. And when the boss decides to move forward, which is, I believe, on his second or third turn, initial first turn, he definitely just sort of cycles his turn, doesn't do anything. And then I think on his second or third turn, he moves up so that he's not putting him, you know, the character the one enemy you actually have to kill on the board doesn't move up into the front line initially, and you don't get an easy, quick victory. Other unrelated news, done with the Lent thing. Easter has occurred. It has come. Certainly not gone, at least in the way Catholics do things. You know, you have Lent. Lent starts on Ash Wednesday, goes all the way to Easter Sunday. So on Easter Sunday, that is when Easter, the season of Easter, officially begins. And Easter lasts, I don't know, a lot. Lasts until Pentecost, but I can't remember how long that is. If it's like 60 days or what it is, I'd have to look it up. But it's a lot more than Lent. So Lent's supposed to be 40 days, and Easter is, like I said, longer. It's at least, you know, it's always a round number, like 50 or 60. Or maybe 90 days. I don't know. I don't think it's 90 days, certainly. I don't think it goes on for 3 months. Anyways, get to the point of my story. I am free to imbibe on the alcohol again, which I am sort of right now just using up the beers / hard alcohols that I have in my refrigerator that have been sitting there for the entirety of Lent. I had I don't know, I had 2 large beers, you know, larger than average size beers. I don't know the exact amount that's in there, but it's essentially, if you were to you know, you would get one very big glass out of one can. And then I also have some hard seltzers that I picked up thinking they would be good, but they are sugar-free, in addition to being Mountain Dew flavored. It doesn't have the carbonation that you'd like in a Mountain Dew can. It's sugar-free, so it doesn't taste nearly as good, and then they add a smidgen of alcohol, 5% or so by volume, which isn't which isn't a bad amount of alcohol. It's just, you know, I don't even, what is that proof-wise? I don't even know. But I believe it's less than like a light beer. I think a light beer is like, or maybe light beer is 5%. I don't know. Regular beer, I think, is 7. So I've been drinking one of those hard seltzers every night. Just not necessarily to quote-unquote get rid of them, but they're in my refrigerator and they're already over a month old, so time to use them up first, and then I can think about drinking something else later. I did buy, during the middle of Lent, I did buy a bottle of something at the liquor store because it was like 50% off. And at the PA liquor stores, when shit goes on sale, it goes on sale by a few bucks, maybe 10%, unless they're trying to clear something out. If they're trying to clear something out, they might give you like, on a $100 bottle, they might give you like $10 off, like 10% off. That's about as good as you do at the PA liquor stores. I guess they really were either not carrying this or really discontinuing it, or they were really pushing something out the door, because I found a bottle of bourbon that I didn't really recognize the label per se, or the distillery. I don't really know much about it other than it was like $20, and for $20 it's like, particularly in PA, on your liquor shelves, like $20 is like bottom shelf stuff. You want to throw a 20 down on a regular sized bottle of something, you are not taking that big of a risk per se on a $20 bottle in PA. Because everything in Pennsylvania's got to be regulated to hell and back, which I don't really care. It's sort of like a what do you call that? It's they call it a sin tax or something. So they tax you on the things that are bad for you, like alcohol and cigarettes. And unlike cigarettes, alcohol is not for me, it's not an addiction. I don't get the cold sweats or the jitters, or I can't wait to have my next alcohol. Certainly it's hard when you're at a party, or you're with dinner and family, friends, family, whatever, and they're having alcohol, and you go, sorry, I can't drink, I gave it up for Lent, or I don't drink alcohol, or whatever the excuse you want to use is. But it's I don't know. I want to say it's social pressure. It's kind of a lot of other things aside from social pressure. But I don't know. Like I said, if I think it would be harder than I originally thought at the beginning of Lent to give up alcohol for a year, but I could do it still. It would just kind of be hard, because it would be like, aside from the obvious fact of like, I got you on a technicality sort of bullshit that you would generally run into with a bet, where you'd be like, I bet you $100 or $1,000 that I could go a whole year without drinking. And the guy is just sitting there going, that's $100 or $1,000, whatever you bet, right in my pocket. I'm going to make it happen, because either you're going to slip up and you're going to give me the money on your own free will, or I'm going to make you fuck up, because I want the money more than I care about my, dignity, my, whatever you want to call it. he's not going to be quite dead yet. He'll be dead here soon though. Because that's not half health, but it's starting to get to that point where we are almost done with fighting the boss now. Not quite there either. So I will say the line in advance because it's going to happen in just a second. Magnificent. And I'm going to finish this guy off here in the next hit, I think. Yep. And yeah, magnificent. All right, well, that is the end of this fortress. We are going to cut the episode here. Come back. We are going to be doing the next fortress, and then I believe I have one more after that before we hit the end game. So, till then, I hope you guys all have a good one.